to be, you know, with diabetes. I don't want to be, the family has a history of heart disease, so we got to watch out what we eat and stuff. And I think that's a higher level of caring and sharing with one another. I'm a diabetic. And so given that, my mate has to be mindful of that I'm a diabetic.
Right.
And so given that, you can't be cooking all that rice. You can't be cooking all these things. You can't do all these things. And likewise, I need to, whatever issues her family may have, or she may have, I have to look out as well. So I think it's more than just about being frumpy. And I didn't mean frumpy to be bad, but just like letting yourself go. You gotta take it, especially being black people. You talk about going to the park and going to the gym. You could probably count on your hand. Maybe this might not be the case with Quincy, because Quincy has a lot of black folk there. The gym I work out in, I could be in there and I can see one black person in a month. I don't see sisters through the neighborhood walking, and I don't care whether it's morning time, lunchtime, or evening time. We're just not in the habit of taking care of ourselves, and we need to be.
And we don't want to mess up our hair. Y'all know it's a hair thing, right?
Okay, you gonna look with this cancer sharp?
Yeah. Casket sharp.
You died early of congestive heart failure. You diabetes, other weight-related issues. You know, things like that. So we have to be about our mate to the point of saying, hey, we need to make this lifestyle change, because I want to be around here chasing you around 35, 40 years from now.
Right. You know what? That's half of the time. That's the solution to most of the insecurities that most women deal with. Some of them. I'm not gonna say all of the insecurities, but the compliments that you want from me and this and that. I think if you did, like, you know, hone in a little bit more on how you know, your inner health, your physical health, whatever. I think it can bring some confidence to a lot of women if they just key in on that more. You know, and just lastly, you guys do have the babies.
Y'all don't get that baby fat.
And but this is why I feel like it's important for you guys to even have it before and after, because you know, you're harvesting life, so you need to have that a good quality of life or health. But then after that, that baby is so close to you that you're gonna indirectly teach them, you know, whether you're gonna, you know, manage your health or you're not gonna manage it. You know, I see this a lot with women and their daughters. If you look at a woman and you look at her daughter, you're gonna see the resemblance. And why? Because something didn't change in the mind.
So women tend to be a little bit more needy than men, and we kind of let y'all know what our needs are. Y'all are not as verbal about needs. So what type of needs do you all have that we need to know about? Like compliments. Do we need to be complimenting y'all? We need to be texting y'all during the day. What kind of stuff y'all need that we need to be tending to?
I definitely love communication. My lady, she into law enforcement, so I have to trust the people she work with every day, and which I do. You know what I'm saying? But she's still a lady, so it's like when she by herself, making sure she carrying. You get what I'm saying? I got a partner in Miami, he's a CO, and I didn't understand why when he was off. This was when he first started. I didn't understand why he always had his gun on him. And he just had to break it down to me one day. I mean, we were 22, 21, so we didn't really carry guns unless we was in the streets. You know what I'm saying? But he, 22, he kept that thing, you feel me? And he just broke it down to me one day. He was just like, bro, I arrest people. So if these dudes get out of jail, they see me walking down the street, I'd rather be scrapped. And I see her in the same aspect. She arrests people. Somebody see her walking down the street, she's a lady by herself. And just the fact that she's a lady, and there's a lot of missing women coming up missing out here. You know what I'm saying? So I just like the communication, like, baby, you good, you straight, where you at? Even if you're busy, you can't talk, somebody around, send me a quick text. So I definitely love communication.
You don't want to have to worry about her. You can't concentrate on your job because you're worried about her.
So I'm gonna worry. I'm gonna worry. She got two phones. She answers one phone and call the other. You know what I'm saying? I need to know something.
Okay. You need to know that she's okay.
Right.
So
I think for men, appreciation is important. And when I say appreciation, we can all have a tendency to take one another for granted. Take certain things will happen, things will be a certain way, but there's a need for just appreciating. You know, if you talk about compliments, right? Of saying, tell me how I look, tell me, surprise me with flowers at work, all of those little subtle things. So a man, if I'm doing those things, I want a reflection of appreciation for having done that.
Yeah.
And what that appreciation does, it's not necessarily something you've got to reciprocate with me in a thing, but just verbalize it, just say it, or give something. Now, and my wife does that, by the way, she's sitting in the back. It's important to just show appreciation, because when I'm talking to guys and friends of mine, and we're this big group, there's 20 of us, we talk about all kind of things about life. And to the man, appreciation is that one thing that they say they don't feel. To a man, when he's dating you, he may give you flowers, he may give you candy, he may take you to a restaurant, he may do all those things, right? But then after he gets you, and you guys have been married a while, a man's mind is built to say, I'm paying all the bills, I'm taking care of all of this stuff in this house. In his mind, he's going, there are your flowers. There's your and if we go on vacation, it's on my dime. If we go to a restaurant, it's on my, I'm giving you flowers.
Right.
And so that may be the thing you get in lieu of an actual flower delivered at your door. And if you can appreciate those things, then some of that other stuff can happen too. But appreciation is, I think, for me, important.
Verbalizing, just saying, hey, I appreciate, I just want to let you know, I appreciate how you take care of the house, appreciate how you make sure that we're fine.
Yeah, acknowledge that, this isn't just because, especially if you, in the come up, if you've been with someone and you met me when we were on our way up.
Right.
You saw me build my business from nothing. You saw the heartache and now we're able to live a lifestyle. Now you can go and buy that bra you want to keep your back straight, right? So, show me, acknowledge, my man did this for me, and it's those kind of appreciations I think are important, because you don't ever want to take anyone for granted.
Yeah.
Man or woman.
We're talking about guys like us.
Right.
Because there's some guys who
not that joker.
but they don't do
Yeah,
that.
not that joker.
To deserve that.
Right.
But yeah, I understand. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, don't be a wife to a boyfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree
Oh, yeah.
100%.
I like that.
Yeah.
We recognize, like you said, as far as men, when it comes to other men, when we recognize when y'all involved with some cat bastards,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he getting what he shouldn't be getting,
Yeah.
and that's just being real. I think a relationship should be a reciprocal kind of relationship, and it's not always reciprocated in the same fashion. I give you flowers, you give me flowers. No, I give you flowers. It might be a matter of you protecting my time, my space.
Yeah.
In other words, telling kids, leave him alone. Okay. It may be you come in and give me a massage without me asking for it. You see me rolling my shoulders, whatever the case may be. Just carving out some time for me, sending the kids to their grandma's house and auntie house for the day.
Yeah.
And it's just us. Because I don't know too many guys that like flowers necessarily.
No, sir.
But if you want me to smell a certain way, then you buy a cologne.
Yeah.
You do that. It doesn't have to be dime for dime, dollar for dollar what we do. Because I just personally believe as a man, we're going to disproportionately outspend you more.
Right.
Absolutely.
Doing it.
Yeah.
But make sure you take care of us. You gotta do that. You gotta take care of that which you're committed to. It's like I tell guys all the time, your car, you take care of your car, take care of your relationship. Women, take care of your relationship.
Yeah.
And that don't mean that property between your legs.
Right.
Take care of what
So-
Yeah, that's not a reward. That's not a reward. That's not a gift.
I was going there. I was like, isn't that what we do to let y'all know? That ain't enough?
No, and it's even belittling.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's even belittling. If you think that's your reward, your gift, your apology, this is my way of, making you feel better about you. If you think it's, because again, 53, 51 years old, I mean, if you think sex is that thing that, now I tell you, I love being my wife. I ain't gonna get too, she can't give me enough. You know what I mean? She can't give me enough. But my thing is, don't make that my reward though. Don't make that my apology. Don't make that the thing you want to go somewhere or do something, so you want to transact as a way to, don't belittle me in that manner.
Oh, wow.
That ain't what that doesn't do it for me. Okay, that's not a thing that brings in intimacy. I mean, if it's not intimate, then you just playing on something that's grade school level. I mean,
And
you
see,
got to bring real.
The interesting thing about that, and I'm glad y'all brought that up, and we're gonna talk about it a little bit more in a minute, but when we're sitting around and we're talking, and you know, she done did something wrong, or he ain't feeling appreciated, that's the first thing we say, girl, you know what to do. Go out there and buy something sexy, go swing from the chandelier.
Let me tell you, that's awful advice.
But that's the last thing for me.
That's all we know.
That's awful
You got the
advice.
side chick you made mention about earlier.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and sex, like I told you, and I don't even sound funny when I say it, but sex boils down to a bowel movement. Intimacy is a different story,
Right.
and we seek that as well.
Mhm.
Okay, because getting sex ain't the issue for us.
Right.
Most men, it ain't an issue.
Yeah.
And the reason why we can go there and not deviate off of the part we're talking about, you know, reason why we can move on so fast is because it's a bowel movement. It's one of the bowel movement, but I mean it's a bodily function that you feel that you need to have, so it don't make it with this Karen, Jane, What makes a difference is the intimacy that's involved with the woman that you love.
Yes.
You know, and
Yes.
yeah,
Right.
because and that's real, but you don't understand that at 21.
Right.
I didn't understand that at 22, 23, like I was telling you.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that until I was in my 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Sex is not love.
Yeah,
Too,
it's
because
not-
coming home, like your lady may hit you at the last minute, baby, it's that time.
Mm-hmm.
And you were riled up, but you ain't know. You was early or whatever the case
Right.
may be. Well, she done had what's some women's surgery, thyroid, or
Yeah,
some type of surgery
yep.
where they out for like a month, 2 months.
Right.
I mean, you still gotta be okay with laying next to your lady at night. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
what her girlfriend told her to do, she out.
She can't do it.
Yeah.
She can't do that. So she gotta go another way. You know what I'm saying? That was bad advice.
Yeah. That's, because if that's your carrot, if you're using sex as your carrot with your man, you missing the boat.
Well, yeah, it's like, this is not a young, immature thing. I was just involved, I'm 51, was involved with some grown folks conversations. And you know, then old folks used to be like, girl, go home and handle your business.
That's the child.
Now, mind you, he gonna turn you
Yeah,
away.
exactly.
He gonna turn you down or turn you away. He will. You can have the transaction, but it has zero value.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. We think we done fixed the problem.
No,
But
We
you
if
ain't
walk
fixed
away.
nothing.
right, if it's a situation though, but if it's an issue and I'm feeling some type of way, I don't want it. Don't touch me. I'm being honest. I don't want that
Yeah.
Mhm.
because that ain't gonna fix it.
It ain't gonna fix
You feel
it.
belittled in the.
Yeah.
Let's just say if that's what
That ain't gonna
you
fix it.
can hang on
Wow.
to.
You know,
I don't want it.
what I think it changed it to, you know, men can go and buy sex nowadays.
Right.
So if you presenting that to me as a reward or, some type of tool to mend our problem, it's not gonna be sufficient because until we deal with the problem, I can go and buy the sex. I'm not saying that's what I'll do.
Right.
But my thing is too though, is like when you use sex in that manner, it tends to get mismanaged. And what a lot of married women do, they'll start to use that as, hey, I'm gonna keep this from you until
Mm-hmm.
and then here's the domino effect. Now you go out there to buy the sex, or now you gotta get the side piece that's gonna give it to you, and then the divorce is on the break.
Right.
Because
Yep.
now we violating parameters with God operating. So.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I conclude to say sex should not be a tool to mend really, important issues that need to be fixed a different way.
It shouldn't be
Wow.
Sex,
That part.
sex is not a birthday gift.
It
It's
should
not a Valentine's Day gift.
recognized.
Either way. Because just like you
Yeah.
divorce attorney, you've seen people use children as weapons.
Yep, all the time.
And so likewise, the same thing that women as well as men will use sex as a weapon. Men in the most violent kind of ways and women in the most emotional kind of ways.
Right.
And then you sort of putting them out there and you get what you get there.
So when women, and we all have done it, because we see sex as a reward to you all.
Right.
So we withhold it because we don't feel like y'all been good boys.
Exactly.
So what goes on in y'all mind when y'all know that we're withholding sex because we want to punish you?
Man, 20 years ago, I heard a song by Juvenile.
But juvenile.
I think the fella know
I
what
used to
to
listen
say. Like a man, I'm up and get my for sure.
Yeah.
So basically, like I had homeboys saying that in their 20s, so we already knew what time it was. Cause we tend to hear back then, you know, our 20, we tend to hear rap lyrics and let that be who we are sometimes.
Yeah.
So once we heard it, we were like, yeah, you know what, it's cool to do that. Well, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So if you want to withhold it, I'll be good, man. Either that, or you gonna go out and get you another thing or whatever you go play it. But I don't.
It's an awful, worse, belittling move to let sex be your carrot, your punishment. I mean, this can't be a Valentine's Day gift. It can't be a Christmas gift. It can't be an anniversary gift. That's an intimate thing that you are doing with your loved one because it is it's an intimate moment.
Right.
It's not something that you unwrap as a gift. And when you do that, again, a man gonna turn it away. But it does not get what you're thinking it's delivering.
It's not a tradable commodity.
It is not.
It
is
Is that the reason why we withhold it and y'all still don't change? I mean, whatever we withhold, we mad at you about this and y'all keep it moving.
It's a bad move. It's a bad move.
Y'all ignoring it.
Yeah.
It's ineffective.
I'll say this at risk of being a little tongue-in-cheek crazy. You know, some of the man's best sex he's ever had in life was by his damn self.
You got all the emotional stuff.
The best sex he ever had in his life was just him. It was just him.
Kevin Hart had that little comedy special. He was talking about he was home alone and he went upstairs and he did and somebody came on early.
I got buddies and they peep out the blinds in their window to see their wife leave out the driveway and said, "Boy, I can so it ain't don't use that as your thing." And there's a duality in sex. Am I right?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't mean a man ain't getting something.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Both of y'all are in a sense. So, but don't really, please. I hear a lot. Don't go telling that girl know what you got to do. If you telling that girl to go and screw your man to make it better, you made it worse.
Oh wow.
You afford yourself to be of more quality when you don't use that as a tool. When you like, hey, you gonna sit down and talk, or ask me questions, or you want to give me a gift of some other kind of nature, but that sex is like, I can go and buy it.
Yeah.
Or not, you know what? Some men don't have to buy it.
There you go.
Most of them don't.
Some men don't have to buy it, and most women know that it's other women that's watching their man.
Right.
And it's like, why would I use this as a tool? Right. And I know that it's somebody out there that's willing to give it to me.
Real easily.
Yeah, because she listens to some old woman.
Yep.
You listen to the old woman say, don't give it to him if he don't do this for you.
Listen to some old woman.
I'm gonna go deeper than that.
Big brother.
Oh, I'm nervous.
I'm gonna go. All right.
Go ahead, they need to hear it, bro.
Most men done experience 10 or whatever. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you get with your lady, you're not comparing her, but you done basically, and she may not be on that level. So I'm trying to say basically you not with her for sex.
Right.
You with her for everything else she brings to the table. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So she bringing that like, this is what I can do to help this situation. She losing. Cause it's like mentally, we like, oh well, I mean, you ain't thinking this, but you like, I done had it,
Right.
So you not with that particular woman, whether it be your wife, fiance, for what she doing right there.
So, in other words, what you're telling us is, I mean, in our mind, it may be all that in a bag of chips, but it may not be all of that for you to the point that your whole behavior is gonna change because we give it to you or not give it to you.
Right, but we love you. Like I still love you, baby. But don't make it like that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's about. If you want to think that that's the best thing that you're going, you can get that from any place, whether you pay for it or not. And that's what women need to understand. That's the reason why we can end a relationship today and sleep with your girlfriend tomorrow.
And listen to what this brother's saying. The reason why I love the term he's using, it's a bowel movement. I mean, when you think about it, if you know what he said, it ain't shit.
Yeah.
How y'all communicating to us that y'all want intimacy? That is the intimacy that y'all want.
See,
Are we just all clueless?
no, part of what the difference said, you said, what
You said yes.
she said earlier, right? You're sitting around with a table of your girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
That's where you're wrong, right? You're telling girlfriends about how to have a man.
Right.
They can't.
I'm sorry, repeat that.
Yeah, you're telling your girlfriends, and girlfriends will really, I want to get in the camera, girlfriends can really screw up a relationship. I mean, can really screw up, and check those girlfriends, are they married?
Right.
Are they in a long-term relationship? Most of the time they are not. Even these women, look at the camera on these Real Housewives shows, those women aren't even wives. But you'll take your lead from them. And that means absolutely nothing to a man, because at the end of the day, the bowel movement statement he has about sex means very little to a man. I told you, we have the best by our fucking self, right? Intimacy is why a man married you. Intimacy is looking at you and saying, I believe this woman, when she walks out this door, is going to protect my heart. She's going to represent me well. She's going to be a good mother. She's going to be able, when I can come home, I can be at peace. When I can come home, when I lay in the bed with her, I hold her, I feel comfort. I ain't worrying about nothing. I got a peace of mind. Those things matter. And if you change that into something transactional, then you're no different than what the world is telling me is waiting on me. Look, I've been out of the game because we're married for 26 plus years, and I already know, and I already see it. Man, with any girl, there's women out there that would desire me. There's men out there that would desire my wife. There's always a bigger dick in the tighter pussy.
Yeah.
Believe it. Okay? That doesn't change the game for anybody. But when you can just have a peace of mind, at 51 years old, I want peace. I want security. I want understanding. I don't want to be back out. I don't want to be back out here. I don't want none of y'all women watching this. Not one.
So that's what intimacy is to y'all.
No. No, not
Everybody's
not-
different.
Okay, so let us hear what intimacy is, because we ain't.
And I say
we
intimacy. I ain't
think
talking. Don't let, when I use the word intimacy,
You're
don't
not
turn
talking-
that into sex.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly. When
Intimacy
we
is way more
y'all
than
think,
sex.
so intimacy means all that stuff that you said. That's intimacy to us, but we think that intimacy to y'all is sex.
No,
So we way off.
way off.
Sex
Way
is
Way
sex.
off.
Sex is
That-
sex.
no, sex ain't sex. Sex is a
Bowel movement. But see, okay, so intimacy. Anybody else other than Derek want to let us know what y'all perceive
I
intimacy?
mean, I can speak on this because it just happened to me last night. It was just wonderful. That's how I felt. You know what I'm saying? It was just me and her. I'm looking at her, she looking at me, the conversation good. I'm paying attention, like the food too hot, I know she go let her food set there till it cool down before she eat it. I'm already tearing mine up. So I'm up, like, put a little bit on it, blow it for her. She, she like that. So to me, that's everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's that time of the month. I already know it ain't finna go down. You get what I'm saying? But I don't mind doing this because we got that connection. Now when it's time, when I done worked out a couple days or played ball or something, everything high.
Testosterone.
I gotta do that.
It's time.
I got to get this off of it.
Yeah. But we can go out and I'm gonna do the same thing. The food high, if whatever. You know what I mean?
So
Like,
it's
you being
that
in tune
connection.
with my lady.
Did you mention
That connection.
He ain't mentioned nothing about the bed.
Nothing.
Intimacy
Right.
starts before the bed.
Absolutely.
Right?
Protect my heart. Protect me. See
Yeah.
about me. I'm not asking you to be a mother to me or father to me. Just be about me. And likewise, I'm not saying put me up on a pedestal, be about me. I think that's where intimacy starts at. It's the small things. It's about calling and checking on me. It's calling and saying, hey, what do you want for dinner? Or me calling you and saying, sweetheart, what you want for dinner? I think it's those kind of things. It's a little pokes in. It's not. It consummate in the bedroom or the kitchen counter on top of the car, but it doesn't start there. It doesn't start there, and that's very important, I think, for women to know.
It's very important for us to know, because I'm not speaking for every woman, but I've met a lot of them. And I've been divorced for 27 years, and we didn't get that.
Y'all talk to too many women.
No, but did you hear, we talk about intimacy isn't sex, but he was talking about intimacy on the kitchen table. Intimacy on the hood of the car.
Right.
It's still intimate because it said that was the consummation of the intimacy.
Right.
But it started long before the sexual part of it happened. You know what I mean? So you could still be freaky and intimate. So I don't want to jump off that damn chandelier.
Right.
I don't want you to do that, right? But there's a way for that to still be intimate. It don't make it be a transaction. Let it be the culmination of a good day. You know, babe, I couldn't do nothing with you last night, but I enjoyed the dinner we had. So when I get to this place where I can, you know what I mean? It's the build up of what could come, not the reward of it.
If he's out cutting the grass, then what you need to do is you need to come and check on him. If he comes in the house, you need to check on him. If he's out working on the car, you need to check on him. Likewise, if you doing something, you need to check on him. Those little small things, just little minute things, period, that build intimacy.
I'm just blown away. I'm honestly just blown away because women don't think that y'all need intimacy.
And then in return, when it's time, when it go down, it go down.
Yeah.
We all need it.
Yeah, that build up.
Part of the problem is that you all talk to each other. Don't take it wrong and say this.
Right.
Oprah, wonderful woman, she's convinced y'all that y'all have all the answers amongst yourselves. You'll never be able to tell me what a man thinks.
Right.
Or how I feel. And so likewise, you gotta have forums like this where y'all can ask questions and hear how we feel and how we deal with things. And then likewise to find out, because God knows we need a chapter and verse to be able to figure y'all out.
Oh yeah. Then we gonna see if y'all gonna come listen to us when we do it. So you're striving for the intimacy, the needs are not being met. You're communicating, however y'all communicate. She ain't responding. So what happens? You just roll? I mean, first of all, let me ask you
Break
this.
that down.
Are you communicating to her? Because if we're not, so if that many women out there don't know y'all need intimacy, is it safe for me to say y'all ain't doing a good job communicating it?
I got to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give that.
So how we gonna know?
Well, let me say this. It's safe to say that, but what women have to do, don't come across as though y'all got it all. Because when I'm listening to the question that you're asking, and this is no personal front to you, it's like you all sitting up here and y'all got it figured out and we doing it wrong.
Right.
Y'all editing this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Y'all act like y'all shit don't stink. Y'all got it all together.
Right.
Yeah.
And I learned from y'all don't. Half y'all don't listen to some crazy ass shit from your mammies, who were bitter about stuff that happened back in the 60s or the 70s. Your aunts who ain't never had a good man, or always had somebody else man and stuff. And so you don't have no real right to look at us as though we doing this all wrong, and that we're not presenting to you all what y'all need or whatever case may be. I think it takes some self-reflection amongst women.
But if y'all ain't telling us, then how we gonna know?
Well, so let's deal with that.
Oh, we gotta ask y'all.
Well, because sometimes, just like you said, we talk like this.
Right.
We talk like this, and it takes communication on both parts.
Yeah, so how are y'all communicating it to us?
You know what, Neibra?
You up front?
Oh yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm very.
Yeah, I don't think you may not acknowledge or pay attention to it, or again, your apology comes with a transaction that makes you think it's okay. We put that behind because if you are upset with your man, you're typically not going to have sex with him,
Right.
right? You're just not, right? But men very rarely turn you down, even in anger.
Right.
You understand? And so you take your giving them sex. Okay, that problem's behind us now, so we're good. Right? Now, but what I said hadn't changed. We opened this up when we were talking about problems and you went into all of these different things and said, hey, this was the answer, and the answer was never going to change. So my being upset, why I'm upset doesn't change because you had sex.
Right.
Now, if you want to cover it up with the bowel movement, then that's fine. But the shit's still lingering.
Right.
I can relate this to a movie that everybody saw, Baby Boy, for the sex thing. When Taraji was mad at Tyrese, he went in the room, put on the bed, and did that. But they still got their problems.
Yeah.
After she come down, take a shower, and all that, he still did something to make her upset, to make him want to do that. Now, as far as jumping to what we talking about now, the communication. I had a cousin, a female cousin. She been with her husband over 20-some years. He's military too, so he's a real guy. She basically told me when he say stuff that she don't want to hear, she just ignore it. Tone him out.
A lot of women do that.
I mean, she told me straight up. I don't know if that's the game, but that's what she said she do.
And we know that don't work. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, you said how would we communicate it?
Yeah, how are y'all communicating? Because we ain't getting it.
I'm gonna speak for myself because honestly, until this year, I really understood what intimacy was, and I realized it wasn't the whole mushy thing and this and that. So if I did tell somebody, hey, I want this is what I need for intimacy, I would have had the wrong perspective of it anyway. But it wasn't until this year I was taking a class online and I was reading, and it was like intimacy. Intimacy is a oneness with a healthy separateness. So it's like two people, two complete individuals knowing what they need as individuals, but also knowing what to put on the table as a oneness. But what I want as far as intimacy, it shouldn't dominate who you are as an individual. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because
Absolutely.
now needs are met. Because that's the only reason why y'all will hold sex anyway. Some expectation ain't being met.
Right.
But you know what you want as an individual. I know what I need as an individual. And where the intimacy comes in, we put it together as one, without dominating each other, because that's not good anyway. And then once you can establish that, the sex is better. The sex is really good. And then maybe if I see you keeping sex from it, maybe I might be like, you know what? Let me check and make sure the intimacy right there. But that's the thing. But I didn't understand intimacy, so I didn't know how to communicate it.
Yeah.
I know how to communicate it now. But that was the thing.
That's good. That's good. Which leads me into the next subject. So this is infidelity, because we have needs that I'm still gonna say y'all ain't communicating. Y'all ain't being openly about communicating, because there can't be that many of women ignorant like me. I mean, I'm a very smart woman in a lot of ways. I struggle with relationships. That's why I got 2 ex-husbands. But it ain't because I'm struggling, because I ain't trying to know.
Right.
But you're right. I'm going to the wrong sources. I'm talking to my girlfriends and even women marriage counselors. I mean, I'm just going to the wrong sources, so I know. Now I'm listening to you all and be like, look, I need to go talk to some men.
Right.
Which can be a problem now, you know that, because when we go talk to the man, that's how relationships and side relationships happen.
Yeah.
But I just know what I'm learning from you all is I need to stop talking to the women, because we don't know what we're talking about.
No.
We all on this rat reel together trying to fix each other's problem, and we look at this woman, and because she been married 30 years and we think her marriage is great, she telling me what to do in mine. And she got me all wrong, because she got me withholding sex and giving sex. Got me swinging from a chandelier thinking I done did something, and y'all said that ain't working.
Right.
So now, let's move on to infidelity, cheating. I know y'all all perfect, even in y'all young years, y'all perfect. Ain't never cheated on nobody, so this conversation is gonna come from somebody you know that cheated on somebody. That's gotta educate us. So, at what point, when the needs are not being met, do you just say, I'm gonna step out? What happened?
Can we change need? I know it's the same thing, but can we change needs to expectation?
Expectation, I like it.
Because that is one of the poisons of most marriages. Because why didn't I cheat on you in the first, when we first got together? Although some men do.
Right.
But I started to expect that. Expectation is an open doorway for disappointment. And then if you're in a relationship with somebody who don't know how to sit down and talk about it, that disappointment grows into like, you know, you trying to source out now how to fulfill what you was expecting. And then you end up stepping outside of your marriage, or, you know, in any case, anything. People do it with jobs too.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, my expectation is being man at this job, I'm gonna go look for another one.
Right. And they treat their relationship the same way they treat their job.
Expectations ain't being met, and this is why I said about intimacy to complete individuals. If you're complete, I'm not gonna expect, if I'm a complete individual going into a marriage or a relationship, I'm not gonna expect much out of you, because I have a completeness about myself that's healthy, that, hey, if you don't give me a compliment today, I'm not gonna go look at it somewhere else, because I know who I am, you know, and vice versa. The woman, if you're complete, you're not gonna, if I don't give you a compliment, you're not gonna think I'm cheating. You're not gonna think that you need to go and give the dude attention that you know been, you know, shooting at you or, you know, poking at you, because you're complete. You don't need it. Now that's not to say, hey, we should just stop doing it because we're complete. But if we work on how can we get expectations out of the way, and, you know, pursue completeness, I guarantee you, well, I'm not gonna say I guarantee you, but I'm gonna say I'm willing to bet that most marriages will prevail if they get expectations out of the way.
Wow, I like that.
Well, my take is it's a few different levels. Some men, some women are cheaters. And I don't give a damn how perfect the relationship is.
That's true.
Okay? There are men who are going to cheat and they have a perfect wife. There's a woman that has a perfect man and she is going to cheat. So you can put them on the shelf, because there ain't a damn thing anybody can do about either one of those.
Okay.
They are going to do that.
Right.
If you married a cheater, he is going to cheat. Now, it's about movement. He's not cheating with his heart. He's not cheating because he's, you know, and you're giving it to him out of every orifice. I mean, it's whatever hole you got, you letting him fill it. Okay? And he's still going to cheat. Okay? So if you got that man or that woman, okay, then what you do? It's going to be cheating. And some people married to that, they know that, and it is what it is. That's what you got. Now, then let's step to the stages of saying a nympho, this person. Now, they just got to have sex from you. They want to have sex from you. They just got to have sex. You got to fulfill that need. So I said all that to get past those things that are just real, because there isn't a perfect pill I'm going to give you in my response to this, because those people exist.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Now you say where you mess up and how does infidelity happen. Infidelity could happen with two people, or a man or a woman, that have all the best intentions in the world. Right? All the best intentions of the world. But I'm not going to get biblical on y'all, but there is the scripture that says, for the woman was deceived. Right? And I know women will believe anything, because as men, we've told them anything and they have believed it. Right? Have you ever told a lie to a woman and said, I can't fucking believe you believe that? Right? So I know you believe anything. So some protection the man gives you about saying, hey, be careful, right? Because anything has to happen with infidelity is time and opportunity. And if you give anything your time, it will create an opportunity, and the best of us will cheat.
Yeah.
Okay? The best of us will cheat. Co-worker, online. You say, Derek, I don't do Facebook. I was on it for a little while. People I knew back in the day, hey, how are you doing? I said, I can't continue the conversation with you.
Exactly.
Even if it means Derek doesn't trust himself enough to do it.
Right.
You understand me?
Right.
And you have to know, right? Because infidelity will wait for you for years.
Yep.
You understand me? There's a man out there will wait on you for years. You have a joker been waiting on Neibra for years.
Since high school.
You hear me? And he will wait you out, and he will suddenly sprinkle. Now, I ain't saying he ain't being dealt with on his path to you.
Right.
He's taking care of himself along the way,
Right.
but he's waiting for you, and anything you give your time to is going to create an opportunity. That's why a lot of, you would know this as divorce, a lot of infidelity happens at work. Or because what does work create? Time and opportunity.
Right.
And if you're online and you're talking, time and opportunity. And men know a smile too long.
Like a deer in the headlights.
Or if I'm talking, or a text, it's going to create. You may not have had an intent to cheat, but cheating will ensue. So when you talk about infidelity, I want to be careful. It's not always a bad thing in terms of people being bad people. It happens because you have put a scenario together that allowed for it. And what side pieces know more than anything is what is happening in your home, because they know what a broke home look like because they broke.
Yeah, yeah.
And so they're gonna know exactly, oh, I'm gonna tell you look good, girl. I'm gonna text you, I'm gonna send you flowers. I'm gonna tell you everything that joker who is put your ass to looking like something I wanna talk to anyway.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you everything I know he ain't told you today. Right? He ain't buy you flowers. No, he just bought you a house. You mean he ain't told you you look good today? No, he just taking care of my car payment. And what you saying, all of a sudden Brahim look like something I want. And it's gonna happen as we can do. So infidelity to me, I don't even know it's a thing or an act or a good or a bad. It's a situation that if you allow yourself to get in, you will all become victimized.
So then, okay, well, with that said, so it ain't really about what's going on you're telling me it's not about what's going on in your household?
Oh yeah, it does.
Well, no.
Oh, it does. I mean, now, because I tell them, I mean, you know, my wife knows. If we go about a week and ain't nothing medical going on, you know, I'm not talking to you that much. I'm like,
Right.
what the hell? You know, my frustration level is a little up.
Right.
You know what I mean? You could create an avenue
Right.
if you're not fulfilling a need. There are things you gotta do. Okay, and that's part about withholding. That's why I say that's a terrible thing to do. You should be there for your spouse. I mean, if your relationship is fine with once a month, that's great if it's working for both of you. If it's once a year, it's working for you. But if you are need sex 3 or 4 days out of the week type relationship, it needs to be fulfilled, or you will create an environment that deals with
that opportunity in that time.
Yes, but for the man, it's going to be a bowel movement. For a woman, it's going to they're going to cheat with their heart.
Right.
They're going to, if a woman has sex with a man in her marriage, that went over the course of time. Y'all talk, y'all text, y'all communicate, and that's why it's more devastating to a man than infidelity. Because we know if he got you, he got your heart.
Yeah.
If you get your heart, they're behind one problem.
Yeah, and that's the part that is more devastating. A man can, he can have a bowel movement and won't mean nothing. I don't give a damn if I ever see you again, woman.
Okay, well then that's, okay, so good. So, bowel movement, I'm gonna be thinking about bowel movement more than
I want a t-shirt for that. I want a t-shirt for it.
Sex is just a bowel movement, I might get that t-shirt. But, okay, so, from a woman's standpoint, if I'm in a relationship, and I've been there, and my husband is cheating, first thing I do is start feeling insecure about myself. Maybe I didn't do this, or maybe I should have did this, or whatever. So, is it about us, what we ain't doing? I mean, is that it?
No,
It could be.
Well, remember what you were saying about the people that's just gonna cheat, and also when men cheat, it's not the same way when you cheat. When you all got feelings and stuff involved.
Right.
When we cheat, it's just to get it.
Right.
Nothing else. We probably don't even care about the person we sleeping with. It's just sex.
It's bowel movement.
Right, a bowel movement.
Yeah.
But for y'all, it's way more. So that's why y'all be so mad when the man cheat, because you feel like they did it for the same reason. Like we did it
Right.
because we in love with
He
this
in
person.
love with her.
It's no intimate this and they. No, none of that. It's just we.
Go back to what he said about creating an avenue. I was in a relationship, me personally, a long time ago, and the young lady was in school. She was in school, and that was her focus, trying to graduate and be something in life, and that was respected. But at the same time, you got a man at home, and so we lived in the same house, and I went 2 days without seeing this girl. Like, she came home, I'd be asleep, and she'd be out the door before I woke up. And I get it, you focus, you gotta go to the library and this and that, but I'm home by myself. We ain't talking, you in class or you can't text, you can't talk, you got, clinicals and all this, you know what I mean? But I'm just home trying to figure it out. So an avenue was created. And I was young, but I realized I had to go because it wasn't nothing for me to do but cheat. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you don't know what I'm doing, we live in the same house, but we don't even see each other. You get what I'm
It
saying?
opens up the door for that time and opportunity.
And I knew it was just too easy. You get what I'm saying? Like, I could have did whatever. And and she would never known. And I knew that ain't what I wanted. You know, I ain't want that type of relationship
Where it's so easy for you to
to
step out.
go into a marriage. To where like I get what she doing, she takes her dreams. I get that. And you go be successful, I get that. Money go get there. I mean, money go be there, I get that. But I need more than your money, what you go, provide for me. I want more from you as a woman, as a wife. You know what I'm saying? So I was just wise enough to leave, because I didn't want that type of marriage. You know what I'm saying? Because I would have been playing that role, happy, holding hands in public. But soon I get out of town,
It's
Right.
it's on.
time and
You know
opportunity.
what I'm saying? Right.
Avenue. So it's not even about the other woman then. It ain't even about, and that's the other part.
Well, if you talk about a man's infidelity, it's not.
Right, that's what I'm talking about. Because the second thing, after we go through that motions where we're like, oh, what did I do? Should I have done that? Then we stalk the other woman. We get on Facebook and LinkedIn and we want to see what she look like. We
Yeah.
start tapping your
But that should
phones and
tell
all
you
that stuff.
that it's not about the other one, because I'm pretty sure somebody done got caught with whatever chick and it look nothing
Nothing
like
like,
white.
right.
They be like, this the bitch you?
Right. This is you, leave me, boy.
That's the one who gave it to me.
But,
Yeah.
but it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, on one hand, about taking care of yourself and everything. So you don't have to be a 2 or a 4 to take care of yourself. You can be a big girl and carry yourself in a certain kind of way,
Right.
character and carry the whole 9 yards, and a big girl to take a small woman's man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if she's willing to listen, stroke him, stroke his ego, support him, or whatever the case may be, he good as God.